Let faith do its work till you become mature and well developed, not deficient in any way. This faith journey, it's something that it's taken years to develop, and it's been the most challenging thing in life, but it's also been the most rewarding. Well, there were several times actually where God intervened and just showed us that He really is our protector. There was a mechanic who come over to our house. It was my brother's mechanic actually, and he was changing the fuel pump on my truck. What he does is he calls the auto parts store. He says, "Do you have this?" They said yes. And he decided he was going to go down. He was going to get the part, and he was going to fix it that day, Monday, which was great. We were all home. My mom was actually with us because she had broken her ankle, and she was at my house recuperating. So when he comes back to my house, he says, well, they don't have the part. I called them. They said they had it, but when I got to the store, they didn't know where it was. They couldn't find it. And I said, well, what are you going to do now? And he says, well, they said they can have it tomorrow morning. And I said, well, today, I set aside today to get this done. I don't really have tomorrow morning. And he said, well, if you want, I can, just do it here while you're gone, and it'll be done when you come back. And I said, okay, well, we'll do that. Around 1:30 or 1:40 or something like that in the afternoon, I'm driving back to my house with my mom, and I get a call from the fire department. What he said was, I called to inform you that there's been a fire at your house. And I'm thinking, what? He said, and there was an explosion. The refrigerator freezer that was in my garage, when it turned itself on, just that little spark, created a fire. So the mechanic is underneath the truck, and the truck just explodes. The enemy would have loved for all of us to have been home the day before. Who do you save first? I would have had to make this decision. Do you save your mom, who can't walk because she's in a cast, or do you save your daughters? And God, again, He has His hand on me. He has His hand on us. There's so many levels to this, and there's so many lessons in every experience. But I remember this happened after the house fire. We were in our house, and I came downstairs in the morning, and I smelled gas. I remembered a dream that I had just had that night. And in my dream, I remember a guy coming to the front door, and I wasn't expecting anybody, so I didn't go to the door. And he kept knocking on the door, and he just would not go away. And I was thinking, who is this? I didn't even invite this person. I don't know who this is. And eventually he came around back where I was sitting, and I'm thinking, no, this guy is not he's knocking on the back door now. I'm like, for real? And he sees me and I see him, but I was like, look, just go away. And then I look out and I don't see him anymore. I said, okay, fine, he's gone. And now I'm hearing footsteps coming up the basement stairs. And I said, no, this guy is not in my house. So I go to, and I'm bold now, so I go to the door, and I open the door that leads down to the basement, and I see him walking up the steps. And as he's coming up the stairs, I'm now noticing that he's like about 9 feet tall. And as he's walking, I'm thinking, who is this guy? I asked him, what was he doing here? And he said, I came to check your gas. And then I woke up. So after I woke up from that dream, I was going to go downstairs. I like to iron, so I ironed for the whole family. And I was going into the laundry room to iron. And first thing I did was I smelled the gas, and I called my wife down. I asked her if she smelled it as well. So we called the gas company, and I said, hey, I think I might have a gas leak. I'm smelling gas. And they said, okay, well, they came over, and there was a gas leak. And so the guy who checked it out, he says, well, what were you doing to discover it? And I said, well, I was just going to come downstairs and I was going to iron. And when I opened the door, I smelled the gas. And he says, thank God you didn't plug in that iron. He said, if you had plugged in that iron, even though it was a small gas leak, this whole house would have gone up in flames. And when I think about that, I think about how persistent God is with us. And I thank him because he spared my life many, many times. He spared our lives so that we can tell others about his goodness, about his greatness. And he's a wonderful God, Why wouldn't you serve him? He's a wonderful God. The reason we are here tonight is because God has been taking me through a series of tests, which has brought us, he and I, into a deeper relationship. In that relationship, he's poured into me songs that have come out of my worship, that have come out of my experiences with him, and it's taken my faith in him much deeper. Let faith do its work till you become mature and well developed, not deficient in any way. Welcome to Deeper Faith.